Kara, do you have any news for us this evening?
Yes, I do. So, according to a new study, a disproportionate number of serial killers belong to the astrological sign Taurus, the sun sign for individuals born between April 20th and May 20th. Thriller writer David Jester carried out research into the zodiac signs of various serial killers, and the conclusions are inescapable. Quote, Taurus are devoted, patient, and hardworking, traits which can make for a great personality in someone who is stable and good-natured, and an evil manipulator in someone who is not. Unquote. Well, I'm not about to argue with science. According to the police blotter for Nevada County, California, a caller from Big Blue Road reported 20 white-colored UFOs in the sky just after 5:46 a.m., which raises the obvious question, what was this individual doing up so early? Better keep an eye on this one. He might be a Taurus. And finally, in an interview with Vatican-trained exorcist Father Vincent Lampert, he claims that more people are calling to report demonic possessions than ever before, citing a decline in faith as the cause, because of course he does. He says he receives about 1,800 calls every year, more than half from people who are not even Catholic, and that his weekly rate of calls has gone from 3 or 4 to about 35. He also described some of the crazy things he's seen, such as eyes turning pitch black and individuals walking up walls backwards. Back to you, Chauncey.
Whoa, all right. Okay, so my wife is an Aries on the cusp of Taurus. She's like a couple of days away, I think, from being...
Okay. Well, and she loves true crime, right?
Yeah, she does.
So that's worrying. I feel like she's kind of on the risk there, and maybe the fact that she's on a cusp is why she likes true crime, and it could be that's just sort of the end of it. But if she was born a couple of days later, she would be doing some stabs.
Killing, some stabbing.
Yeah, a little
well,
bit.
She might be. I watched some of those shows, and the ones that really sort of amaze me are the ones where, he was the serial killer, tends to be a man, was the dad of a family with a wife and kids, and none of them suspected or anything like that. I always find that to be amazing. So maybe my wife, she's
Yeah, well, so when she's watching these shows, does she, criticize the killers? Is she like, oh, I would never do it that way, or what an idiot, does she say stuff like that?
No, she quietly takes notes.
Yeah,
no, I don't know.
Okay, well, either way, it's concerning, and I would take this up with a trained astrologist.
And I think her sister actually might be a Tauran. Is Tauran the right word? A Taurus person?
I think you just say Taurus, but I don't know. I don't really know that much about astrology, except obviously the unmistakable evil of one of the 12 zodiac signs.
Right. Or the 13th, Osafucus or whatever. That's the evilest one.
Osabuco.
Osabuco. Isn't that like a lamb hawk or something?
I don't know. I don't subscribe to the new extra canon zodiac. I don't know. I just, as long as we're going with pseudoscience, I want the pseudoscience that everyone knows. The traditional 12 zodiac signs.
Anything more than that is just making it up.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't mess with that.
Ridiculous. Right.
Well, literally the only saving grace of the zodiac is that everyone knows it and it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, totally. Take away the zodiac and alcohol and ugly people would never make babies again.
Okay, well, there's a lot to unpack in that statement. I'm not sure.
All right, so 20 UFOs spotted. That's a wild one, and especially white. What time in the morning was this?
5:46 a.m.
Okay. So, I guess the darkness explains why they were visible as they were, you know.
Yeah, so there's very little information available about this. All that's known is that, you know, this guy called the police and said, hey, there's some UFOs, which, why do you call the police?
Right.
Like, what are they going to do?
Right.
You know, are they going to go out and arrest these UFOs? Were they too rowdy? What was the thinking here?
Were they just all, that's amazing, I know who'll take me seriously, the police? All right, and then finally, you know, exorcisms. You know, when I used to be the, I don't know, booking guy for this venue in Reading, the Red, White, and Brew, and I used to put on shows there, and there was this guy there, Phil, who was like a real nice guy, but he was like a metalhead, and he was all about, you know, worshiping the Dark Lord. And he's all drunk one night, and he's like telling me about how he hates God. And I'm just all, but if you hate God, then you have to believe in God and believe that he created everything, or else you wouldn't hate him. He's all, no, I just hate him. And I'm just all, you can't have it both ways. If you hate him, you have to hate him for being what he is, and that's the creator. Like, there wouldn't be anything without him, even the stuff you like the beer you're currently drinking, you know. And it's like, I don't know. So I find exorcisms crazy, and I think it's extra crazy that people who are not Catholic are contacting the Catholics to find out about exorcisms. You know, it seems like maybe that's a great way to expand their club.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I kind of see where your friend's coming from, because, like, I hate Professor Umbridge from Harry Potter. I don't think she's real. I just don't like the character.
I gotta say, hate is a strong word for a fish.
Hate's a strong emotion, but yeah, I mean, hate God, but if he was walking alongside me, I think I would cross the street.
Oh, elderly white man, he must be a Republican. I'm gonna cross the street because you're nervous? Is that why you cross?
I mean, are all our religious listeners gone yet?
Well,
have we driven them off yet?
No, it's just, you know, what we're really trying to say is that, what I'm really trying to say is that prescribing to part of a religious dogma is weird. I don't have a problem with religious people, and I'm not trying to come down on them. But, you know, to just pick and choose the parts that you think, like, oh, I don't believe in Jesus, but I think my kid might be possessed by the devil. You know, that's like a little, I don't know. It's a little out there.
I think I disagree. I kind of see where they're coming from, because, you know, the word demon, it's Greek, and it just means spirit, basically. It's not like spirits began with Christianity. Literally every religion, I think, basically ever has spirits. So, I don't know. I can see believing in, you know, spirits, even if you're not religious. Every time we have not UFO, like paranormal investigators on, people who deal with hauntings, we ask them, are there ghosts out there who were never alive?
Right, that's true.
You know, we ask them that, and they invariably say yes, even the ones who are not religious. So I can see believing in that. I think the questionable part is calling the Catholic Church, if you think that's what you're dealing with, because that does imply, I feel like, some level of belief in their religion. But I don't know, maybe some of these people are being haunted and just don't know what to do, and they've seen The Conjuring and they're like, okay, we better get a priest up in here.
Yeah, well, let's see if we can Google that number, find that exorcism helpline from the Catholic Church, and see if we can get them on here.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. All right, you're listening to Radio Wasteland, and tonight's guest is one Sir. He has been knighted. He's been on so often, one Sir William Pullin. So stick around. We're going to be talking about ufology and all that jazz. You're listening to Radio Wasteland.